Hey guys, hi, welcome back. So in this video, we will solve from question number 36. So let's see the first question. Here it is said a particle is prepared in a simultaneous eigenstate of L square and Lz. If L into with L plus 1 h cut square and m h cut are respectively the eigenvalues of L square and Lz, then the expectation value of Lx square of the particle in this state satisfies which condition? That means one after the other. Simultaneous means one after the other. So a particle, it is prepared in the eigenstate L square and Lz simultaneously. L into with L plus 1, this is the eigenvalue of L square, and mh cut, it is the eigenvalue of Lz. So you have to see the expectation value of Lx square of the particle will set in this state, it will satisfy which condition. So for this, first of all, you see we are having L square and Lz. The expectation of value of this, you can directly also write it that we have already seen in the theory that what expectation value of Lx square equals to expectation value of Ly square. It is equals to what? H cut square divided by 2 into with L into with L plus 1 minus, here you will have m square. This is there. So this from where you have got, you already have seen that Lx square and Ly square are equal. Okay, the expectation value of Lx square and Ly square is equal. So from there you can write, because L square is equals to what? It is Lx square plus Ly square plus Lz square. So from here, if you see this Lx square plus Ly square is equals to what? Lx square plus Ly square, it is equals to L square minus Lz square. So the expectation value of Lx square plus Ly square. All right, Lx square, it is equals to what? Expectation value of Lx square, it is equals to what? Ly square. So if you write it here, expectation value of Lx square 1 by 2, it will be twice. So I'm taking 2 to the right hand side. So you will have what? L square, it is L into with L plus 1 h cut square, right? Minus Lz square. Lz is mh cut, so Lz square will be what? M square h cut square. So from here I have taken h cut square common, right? This is how we got this equation. Is it clear? Now you see, when you are having this particular equation, that the expectation value of Lx square is equals to what? Half into with L into with L plus 1 h cut square minus m square h cut square. Now you see, when will the expectation value of Lx square maximum? When it will be maximum? When m is equals to 0, at that particular value, Lx square will have maximum value of its expectation value. That means Lx square will be maximum when m is equals to what? M is equals to 0. That means the value will be what? Lx square maximum. It will be equals to half. I'm taking h cut square outside. L into with what? L plus 1. L into with L plus 1. Right? This is the maximum value. Now it will have minimum value when? Lx square will have minimum value when m will be what? Either plus L or minus L, because it is m square, so it will be positive ultimately, right? So you will write here Lx square will have minimum value when m is equals to what? Plus minus L, right? When m is equals to plus minus L, in that case Lx square will be minimum. That means for a given L, m will vary from where? Minus L to plus L. So from here, what you will see here, you can write Lx square minimum. So it is minus L or plus L, whatever it is, it will be L square h cut square, right? So from here, what you will see, this will be half. I'm writing as it is. Clear? So here you will write what? L square h cut square, this multiplication, plus L h cut square minus, here you will write m is what? Plus minus L, both will be giving same value, L square h cut square. So here if you see, this two will get cancelled, and you will have Lx square minimum value to be what? Half into with L h cut square, right? This is what you will get. It is half L h cut square. That means what? The expectation value of Lx square, it will be greater than half L h cut square, but it will less than what? This. All right. How you will write it as, because for maximum value we got what? Maximum value was having for m equals to 0. That means the maximum value was less than equals to half L into with L plus 1, right? H cut square, and minimum value was what? It was half L h cut square. So this is the condition for which the expectation value of the particle will be satisfying the particular condition given, that is Lx square, it is greater than equals to LH cut square by divided by 2, but it is less than equals to L into with L plus 1 H cut square divided by 2. Option D is the correct option. Clear? Now we will see the next question. Here it is said a perturbation V perturb, which is equals to AL square, it is added to the hydrogen atom potential. The shift in the energy level of the 2p state when the effects of spin are neglected up to second order in A is. So you have to calculate the shift in the energy level in A variable. Okay. And you have to calculate the shift of which energy level? You have to calculate the shift of the energy level of the 2p state. Alright. And perturbation added to the hydrogen atom potential is AL square. So what is given to you here? V perturbed. Alright, it is equals to AL square. Now we are talking about the 2p state. So the degeneracy is what in case of 2p state? It is a threefold degenerate. 2p state is threefold degenerate. And how we can calculate this threefold degeneracy? We know that degeneracy can be calculated in hydrogen atom as summation L is equals to 0 to n minus 1. All right. And here you will have what? 2L plus 1. So for the p orbital, L is equals to what? L is equals to 1. So from here what you will get? It is 2 into with 1 plus 1. So it is 3. Clear? So it is a threefold degenerate. Now you see you are having V perturbed here. Degeneracy is threefold. All these things are clear. So in this case, if you see here, this is 2 is what? The principal quantum number. N is equals to what? 2. All right. L will be equals to what? It will be equals to 1 because it is p orbital. Clear? You have to calculate the shift in the energy level of the 2p state. All right. So for this, what we will calculate? First, we will calculate the first order energy correction. Then we will see the second order energy correction. And then to see the shift, we will see what? The sum of them. All right. Now let's calculate first the first order correction. What we will calculate? We will calculate the first order correction. All right. So we have already seen in perturbation the first order correction. The formula is what? The formula is, here you will have what? Phi m energy correction. All right. Phi m, the perturbed term, phi m. All right. This is the formula. Clear? Next you see, if you do here the first order energy correction En1, the state will be what? 2p, right? And here you will have what? L, AL square was there, the perturbed term, and here you will have again 2p. Now you see, here A is constant, it will be outside. 2p will be here. Now when L square is operating on any state, okay, L comma m, then it is equals to what? L into with L plus 1, H cut square, L comma m. That means the state remains same. So here if you do the same thing, what you will get here? You will get it to be what? L into with what? L into with L plus 1, H cut square, and here you will have the state is what? 2p. Now this entire term will come outside. So you can write A, and here you will have what? 2p, 2p, right? And this will give you what? L is equals to 1. So this is what? 2. Clear? So from here you will get what? 2a, and this h cut square will come. It is 2a h cut square, and the value of this is what? 1 normalization. Similarly, we will see for what? We will see for second order corrections. So the formula for second order correction is what? That is En2, second order energy correction. So it is summation m is not equals to n. Here you will have phi m, the perturbed term. You can write it as anything, okay? H prime w, phi n, the mod square divided by En0 minus Em0. So in our case, what we will write? En2, it is equals to what? In our case, we will have what? M, it is not equals to 2p, right? And here you will have what? Here you will have In our case here, what you will have? You will have phi m, right? Perturb term is a square. Here you will have what? 2p. Clear? And modulus square divided by what you will have? E 2p, right? 0. Clear? Minus em0. So since the states are different, all right, states are different now, because if you see a is the constant term, it will come outside. The state is different because when L square is operating on any state, it will not change the state. So this entire term will be 0 because phi m 2p, it will be equals to what? 0, right? Because m is not equals to 2p, it is given here. So this term is giving you 0. That is the second order correction is 0. Therefore, what you will see, shift in the energy level. Shift in the energy level. What you will write? It is equals to En1 plus what? En2. So En2 is 0. So obviously it is equals to what? 2a h cut square. Clear? This is there, 2a h cut square. Option C. So this is the simple derivation of this question. Now let's see the next question. Here it is said, considers a system of two non-interacting identical fermions, each of mass m, in an infinite square well potential of width a. Take the potential inside the well to be 0 and ignore the spin. The composite wave function of the system with total energy E equals to is. So you have a system which is having two non-interacting identical fermions. All right, mass is m of each fermion and it is in an infinite square well potential whose width is a. Now what it is said, potential inside is what? 0, and you have to ignore the spin. Ignoring the spin and taking the potential inside to be 0, you have to write the composite wave function when the energy is this one. You have to ignore the spin to write the what? Composite wave function. So now we are talking about fermions. So we know fermions are having what? Fermions have half integral spin, right? Half integral spin. So its wave function is what? They are having antisymmetric wave function, right? This is the first thing that you have to remember according to this question. The second thing is that spin is neglected. Spin is neglected. When the spin is neglected, then only the space part of the wave function is antisymmetric. Spin is neglected, then only the space part of wave function is what? Antisymmetric. Is antisymmetric. Clear? That means you will write in this case psi x1 x2. Two particles are there. It is equals to what? Psi x1. This is for n1. All right. Psi n2 x2 minus psi. Here you will have what? N2 x1 and this will be psi n1 x2. This is the composite wave function. Clear? Now you see in this entire case energy E is equals to what? To us it is given as what? 5 by 2. This is ma square. In the numerator you are having pi square h cut square. General form of what? Generally it is for a infinite square well potential E, and it is equals to what? It is equals to pi square h cut square divided by 2 ma square. It is n1 square plus n2 square, right? In our case n1 must be equals to what? N1 must be equals to what? 1, and 2 must be equals to what? 2. It's only then you will get 5 pi square h cut square, right? So here n1 is equals to 1 and 2 is equals to 2. So finally you can write the wave function psi x1 comma x2. It is equals to what? And the general form of the wave function is what? Psi x, it is equals to root over 2 by a sine n pi x by a, right? So here if you write for psi n1 x1, here you will have what? 2 times you will add root over 2 by a, so it will be only 2 by a. Within the bracket, first we will write for n1 x1, so it will be what? It will be sine n1 is what? 1, so it is pi x1. All right, n1 x1, so it is x1 by a. Sine, here you will have what? N2 is equals to 2, So n2 pi x2. So it is 2 pi x2 divided by what? A, right? Minus again psi n2 x1. That means it is what? Psi 2 pi x1 divided by A, and psi n1 x1 is what? Sine pi x2 divided by A, because here this is n1. Clear? So this is the composite wave function, 2 by A sine pi x1 by A sine pi 2 pi x2 by A minus sine 2 pi x1 by A sine pi x2 by A. So if you see here, the correct option is what? You were having 2 by A, right? Sine pi x1 by A sine 2 pi x2 by A minus sine 2 pi x1 by A sine pi x2 by A. So the correct option is option A. Clear? Here it is say the ground state eigenfunction for the potential Vx is equals to minus delta x. Delta is the delta function. Eigenfunction for the ground state is A e to the power minus alpha x. A and alpha, these are the constants. Alpha is greater than 0. Perturbation h prime is what? Bx square. You have to calculate the first order correction to the energy of the ground state. That means you have to calculate it E01. First order correction to the ground state. Clear? We will see the formula later on. The first thing that you have to check is the eigenfunction, whether it is normalized or not. If it is not, then you have to normalize it. So here we will normalize the eigenfunction first. So what is given to us? Psi x is equals to A e to the power minus alpha mod of x. Okay. So normalization condition is what? Integration minus infinity to plus infinity psi star psi dx, it is equals to 1. Now if you see here, this will be mod of a square minus infinity to plus infinity. This term will become e to the power minus 2 alpha x. No imaginary term. So psi star psi both will be same. So this is equals to 1. Now you see, you have a formula that integration 0 to infinity x to the power n e to the power minus lambda x dx. This integration is equals to what? It is equals to factorial n divided by lambda to the power n plus 1, right? Now in our case, if you see, this is the integration, okay? In our case, if you see, mod of a square, integration limit it is minus infinity to plus infinity. So when you will make the limit 0 to infinity, you have to just multiply a 2, all right? Because it is like minus infinity to what? 0. Then it is 0 to what? Infinity. Then so this reason is that twice is to come. Okay. Next you see here, if you are writing a 2 here, your lambda is what? This is your lambda here, 2 alpha. So it is 2 alpha. X to the power nothing is there because there is no x term. That means x to the power 0, which is ultimately 1. So n is equals to 0 here. So this will be what? N plus 1 is 1. Factorial of 0 is 1. All right. So this is equals to 1. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled. And from this a, it will be equals to what? Root over alpha. If you take alpha to the right hand side and then this square, I'm writing here this mod of a square is equals to what? Alpha. This square is taken to the right hand side. So it has become root over. So finally from here you can write the eigenfunction for the ground state will be now root over alpha e to the power minus alpha mod of x. Clear? So now let's calculate the first order energy correction to the ground state. So the formula is psi h prime psi divided by what? This term. Now this term is equals to what? This is one denominator. So you will have only what? Psi h prime psi. Psi what we got? It was root over alpha e to the power minus alpha mod of x. So from here when you will calculate the first order energy correction to the ground state, you can write minus infinity to plus infinity, right? This will come 2 times. So it will be what? Only alpha. Here h prime is what? Bx square. This will become e to the power minus 2 alpha mod of x dx. Just put the value of psi and h. So from here what you will get? Again alpha and b, b is constant, so it is outside. So this integration just now we have done na, x to the power n e to the power minus lambda x. All right, integration limit was 0 to infinity. So for minus infinity to plus infinity, you will get a 2 here, and lambda is here what? 2 alpha, n plus 1. It is what? 2 plus 1, so it is cube, right? Factorial 2, factorial n. Okay, factorial n is factorial 2, so it is only 2 here. So finally, if you see here, you are having what? 4 alpha b divided by what? 8 alpha cube. So from this, what you will get? 4 2s is 8. Clear? This will give you what? This alpha will cancel, na? So you will have b. In the denominator, we will have what? 2 alpha square. So this is the first order correction to the ground state, that is b by 2 alpha square. So b by 2 alpha square, the correct option is option D. Clear? Now let's see the next question. Here it is said, the ground state energy of a particle of mass m in the potential Vx is equals to this one, where L and V0 are constants and V0 is very, very greater than h cut square by 2m L square. It is approximately what? You have to calculate the ground state energy approximately when the potential Vx is equals to V0 cos hyperbolic x by L, right? And L and V0, they are constants. V0 is very, very greater than h cut square by 2 ml square. All right. So first of all, you see V0 cos hyperbolic x by L. This is the potential given to us, right? So if we have write this cos hyperbolic in exponential form, what we know, cos hyperbolic x, it is equals to what? E to the power x plus e to the power minus x divided by 2, right? So here you can write this term as what? V0 cos hyperbolic x by L, that is e to the power what? X by L plus e to the power minus x by L divided by what? 2, right? Now exponential terms, how we are writing? E to the power a is equals to what? 1 plus factorial 1 plus a by factorial 1 plus a square by factorial 2 and so on. And for e to the power minus a, it will be what? 1 minus a by factorial 1 plus a square by factorial 2 minus, all right. So this term also we will write in that way only. Vx is equals to what? All right. So here Vx will be equals to what? V0 is as it is. All right. 2 is outside. Now we will write this term. Okay, the first term we will write. It will be what? 1 plus x by L plus 1 by factorial 2 x square by L square plus 1 by factorial 3 x cube by L cube plus it goes on. All right. Next again plus. For e to the power minus x by L, you will have what? 1 minus x by L plus 1 by factorial 2 x square by L square minus what? 1 by factorial 2 factorial 3 x cube by L cube plus and so on. Now here if you see, odd terms will get cancelled, right? You will have only what? Even terms. So in the next step, one more thing that you have to notice, that in question it said V0 is very, very greater than h cut square by 2 ml square, right? So the terms above x square in Vx, that we will be neglecting. That means we will neglect this x cube by L cube term, this x cube by L cube term, and we will write what? V0 by 2, this first term, V0 into with 1 plus here also again V0 into with this term. So it is what? V0 by 2, right? Plus again we will have what? 1 by factorial 2 x square by L square plus again 1 by factorial 2, right? X square by L square. Is it clear? Here you see odd terms are getting cancelled, but even terms are there under x to the power 4 L to the power 4 x to the power 6 L to the power 6. These terms are neglected. Clear? So finally from here what you write, Vx is equals to what? This will give you what? V0 by 2 plus V0 by 2. You will get here only what? This will give you only V0, right? Plus again if you see here in this term, 1 V0 by 2 is multiplied also. Okay, this was left out. 1 by factorial 2 x square L square plus 1 by 2 factorial x square by L square V0 by 2. Now you see this V0 by 2, it is as it is. When you will take this x square by L square common and 1 by 2 and 1 by 2, you will have what? Something 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. That means it is only 1, half plus half. So you will have here what? V0 by 2 x square by L square. Correct? So if you see this, it is what? V0 plus half V0. And here again what you are having? X square by what? L square. So this is x square, L square, I'm taking this side. This is half k x square in this form. Yes or no? This is the form. So if it is written as Vx, it is equals to V0 plus half V0 by L square. This is x square. In this case, this is resembling what? Half kx square. So from this you can say k is equals to what? V naught by L square. And omega is equals to what? K by M. So you can write omega will be equals to what? In from this case it will be V naught by M, right? 1 by L. Is it clear? This is what you will write. Now for the ground state energy, alright, we will write E naught will be equals to what? This is the ground state energy. E naught will be equals to V naught plus half h cut omega. Right, this is the ground state energy. From this we can calculate V naught plus half h cut omega. All right, now you see, in this case, if you see, V naught plus half h cut omega is there. Omega is equals to what? In this case, V naught plus half. Omega is 1 by L root over V naught by M h cut. Right, this is what we are having. So you can write it as what? V naught plus h cut by 2L root over V naught by M. This is the ground state energy for the given question. All right. So what is the ground state energy? V naught plus h cut by 2L root over V naught by what? M. That is option D. Clear? Next here we have a particle in a infinite square well Vx is equals to what? For x greater than 0 less than a, it is 0 and it is infinity otherwise. It is prepared in a state with the eigenwave function psi x equals to what? A sine cube pi x by a for x greater than 0 less than a and it is 0 otherwise. So you have to calculate the expectation value of the energy of the particle. So the potential is given for the region x greater than 0 less than a, it is 0, it is infinity otherwise, and also the wave function in which the particle is prepared in the infinite square well, it is given to us. We have to just calculate the expectation value of the energy of the particle, right? So for this, first what is this given to us? Psi x is equals to, it is given to us psi x, it is equals to what? A sine cube pi x by a, right? And we know the formula, trigonometric formula is there, na? Sine cube x, it is equals to what? It is 3 by 4 sine x minus 1 by 4 sine 3x, right? So from here we can write psi x. The wave function is equals to what? It is equals to a is outside, right? Here you are having what? 3 by 4 sine pi x by a minus 1 by 4 sine 3 pi x by a, right? This is what it is there. Now you see, in this entire case, you can write this wave function in terms of infinite square well also. How we will write? You see, this a is outside, all right? And with this, if I take common 3 by 4, all right? If I take 3 by 4 common from this entire term, what we will have? We will have sine pi x by a, right? We will have this one. For the first time I'm saying, okay? Minus second term, if I bring a by 4 outside and I keep sine 3 pi x inside, sine 3 pi x by a inside, all right? So if I write this term 3a by 4, all right, sine pi x a, this is there. If I write it as root over 2 by a sine pi x by a, and outside if I'm writing a by 2, root over a by 2 multiplied, minus here also if I do the same thing, if I multiply root over 2 by a and sine 3 pi x by a, and outside if I write what? A by 2. This way if I write, then this term, this is what? It is phi 1, right? It is phi 1x root over 2 by a sine pi x by a. This is the wave function for an infinite square well. So this is phi 1 and this will be what? This will be phi 3, right? Now when you write the normalization condition, that is this term psi it is equals to 1, we will do this using the psi that we have calculated. That was 3a by 4, right? Root over a by 2. Here we were having what? Phi 1x minus we were having a by 4, right? Root over a by 2, and here we were having phi 3x, right? This was something that we were having. Now you see, when you will put this value here, this term will come twice, this entire term will be twice. So by normalization condition, what you will have? You will have phi 1x, it is equals to 1, right? And phi 3x, it is also equals to what? 1. Rest order, all other terms are 0 by orthogonality. So here what terms you will have? You will have only, here you will have 9a square by 16 square of this term into with root over a by 2 square, because 2 times it will come, so it will be what? A by 2, right? Again minus a will become plus, because if you multiply this entire term with itself, right? Then you see here what you will have, a square by 16. Clear? Again root over a by 2 will give you what? Only a by 2, right? So this is equals to what? 1. Now you see here, this is 16 to the 32, so 1 by 32 I am taking common, and in both the terms a square a is there, that also I am taking outside. So here you will have 9 plus, from this term only 1 will be left out, this is equals to 1. So from here if you see, you will get what? It is 10 a square small a divided by 32, it is equals to what? 1, right? Now you see, from here you have to calculate the value of a, the constant term, because we are normalizing the wave function, right? So from this you will get a square is equals to what? It is 32 by 10 small a. So this will cancel how many times? If you cancel this, 2 ones are 2 six are, right? 2 fives are. And from here you will get a, it is equals to what? Root over 16 means 4 divided by root 5a. Alright, so this is the value of a. So you can write the wave function psi x, it is equals to what? It will be equals to, if you put this value, 4 root over 5a. A is in both the equations, right? And also you are having what? Root over a by 2. You are having one more root over a by 2, I'm writing here. So from here you will have what? The first term will be 3 by 4, right? Phi 1x minus, you will have here what? 1 by 4, phi 3x. So from here if you will see, from this condition, a and a will get cancelled, right, within the root over, and you will have here what? 4 root over 10, this is 3 by 4 phi 1x minus 1 by 4 phi 3x. Now you see both the terms are having 4, right? If you take 1 by 4 outside, finally this entire term will be equals to what? It will be 1 by root 10, right? And within the bracket you will have what? 3 phi 1x minus phi 3x. This is the wave function, right? Psi x. What we got psi x here? I'm writing it here. Psi x is equals to what? 1 by root over 10. Here you are having what? 3 phi 1x minus phi 3x. Alright, this is the value of the wave function. Clear? Now you see, you have to find the what you have to find here? Expectation value of the energy, right? This is what you have to find. Expectation value of the energy. It is equals to what? P1 B1 plus P2 E2. Clear? Now the energy for the infinite square well, E, it is equals to what? It is equals to pi square h cut square n square by 2 ma square, right? This is what we are having, right? So from here if I write E is equals to, En is equals to what? N square pi square h cut square by 2 ma square. So from here E1 will be equals to what? Pi square h cut square by 2 ma square, and E3 will be equals to what? 9 pi square h cut square by 2ma square, right? So P1 will be equals to what? It will be 3 by root 10 whole square. The basic formula you can use. E1 is given to you what? Calculated pi square h cut square 2ma square, right? Minus a, this term will become plus, right? And this will be, P2 will be what? 1 by root 10 whole square. Phi 3 is what? 9 pi square h cut square divided by 2ma square. Now you see here what you will get. This will give you 9 pi square h cut square by 10 into it 2ma square, right? Plus this will give you what? In the numerator again 9 pi square h cut square divided by what? 10 into it 2ma square. The denominator is same. So 9 plus 9 will give you what? 18. 10 into with 2 is what? 20. This is pi square h cut square divided by ma square. Now if you cancel 18 and 20, what you will get? 2 nines are 2 ones are 0, right? It is giving you how much? It is giving you 9 by 10 because 10 into it 2 is what? 20, right? 9 plus 9 is what? 18. So 2 nines are 2 ones are 0, right? This is what we are having. So finally what you are getting here? We are getting here the expectation value of E is 9 by 10 pi square h cut square by ma square. Alright, so now let's check the option. It is what? 9 by 10 pi square h cut square by 10 ma square. The correct option is option C here. Clear? Next here it is given. Let psi1 and psi2 denote the normalized eigenstate of a particle with energy eigenvalues E1 and E2 respectively. Here E2 is greater than E1. At time t equals to 0, the particle is prepared at this state. And you have to calculate the shortest time capital T at which the state is psi t equals to capital T, and it will be orthogonal to psi t equals to 0. So psi1 and psi2, these are the two normalized eigenstates of a particle whose energy eigenvalues are E1 and E2. E2 is greater than E1, right? And at time t equals to 0, it is given that the particle is prepared in a state psi t equals to 0, 1 by root 2 psi1 plus psi2. And the shortest time t we need to calculate when psi capital T, it is orthogonal to psi t equals to 0. Alright. So for this, first we will write what? We will write psi small t equals to capital T. This state we will write. So when you use the Schrodinger equation, you can write it to be 1 by root 2 psi1 e to the power minus I e1 t by h cut, right? And here this is capital T plus psi2 e to the power minus I e2 capital T by h cut. This is psi t equals to capital T. Alright. Now you see in question it is said what? These two states are orthogonal. That means psi 0, psi capital T, it is equals to 0. Right? So when you will apply this entire thing by orthogonality condition, you will get here what? You will get here 1 by 2 because it is 1 by root 2 and 1 by root 2, and e to the power what you will have? Minus I e1 t by h cut, right? And here you will have what? Psi, what you will have? Psi 1, psi 2, right? So you will have psi 1 plus 1 by 2 e to the power minus I e2 capital T by h cut. Here you will have what? Psi 2, right? These terms will be there. Psi 2, and psi 1, 7. Rest all are what? 0 by orthogonality. So from normalization condition, this is also 1. This is also 1. And this is entire term is equals to 0. So from here, if you see, if you take half common, that will also go in the right hand side and it will be what? 0. So finally what you will have? You will have e to the power minus I e1 capital T by h cut. It is equals to minus, taking this term to the other side, e to the power minus I e2 capital T by h cut, right? When you bring this term to the left hand side, you will have what? E to the power minus I E1 t by h cut divided by e to the power minus I E2 capital T divided by h cut. This is equals to minus 1, right? Which can be further written as what? E to the power, you are having e to the power minus I E1 capital T by h cut, and here you are having e to the power minus I E2 capital T by h cut. It is equals to minus 1. You can write it as e to the power minus I if you take this term to the numerator, and if you take e to the power it by h cut common, you will write it as what? E2 minus E1. Why? Because this will become positive when it will go to the numerator, right? And minus 1 it can be written as what? E to the power minus I 2n plus 1 pi, right? Now when you will equate the exponentials in this case, sorry, you're taking here, it will be positive, okay, because I am taking it by h cut e2 minus c1. All right, so when you will eliminate the exponential, what you will have here? You will have it, right? You will have it divided by h cut e2 minus e1. It is equals to I 2n plus 1 pi. I and I will get cancelled, right? From here capital T is equals to what? Pi h cut 2n plus 1 divided by e2 minus e1. Now you have to calculate what? The shortest time, right? So for this particular term, if you see, for shortest time, n will must be equals to what? 0, right? For shortest time, what you will have? N must be equals to 0 in this term. So you can write t is equals to what? When n is equals to 0, it is pi h cut divided by e2 minus e1. This is the value of t here. Clear? So your answer is what? Pi h cut e2 minus e1. Option B is the correct option. Next, let's see. Next question is what? X and P, they are denoting the coordinate and the momentum operator, and XP is satisfying the commutation relation. XP is equals to I and H cut is equals to 1 here. So you have to find the commutation of this, right? So what you are asked to find? Commutation of X P e to the power minus P, which can be written as what? X comma, you can write what? P, right? E to the power minus P. Plus again you can write here what? P x comma e to the power minus p. All right, we know what? E to the power minus a, it is equals to what? 1 minus a by factorial 1 plus a square by factorial 2 minus sign a cube by factorial 3 plus, means all the odd terms will be negative. So here if you do the same thing for e to the power minus p, what you will have? 1 minus p by factorial 1 plus p square by factorial 2 minus p cube by factorial 3 plus, and it will go on. So if you see, this term is what? I, computation of xp. So you will have I e to the power minus p plus p is outside. Now you have to write this term x into with e to the power minus p, means this entire term. So when you will do, you will write it as what? You will have x comma 1, right, minus 1 by factorial 1 is outside. You will have what? X comma p, right, again you will have plus, again you will have 1 by factorial 2 outside. Here you will have what? X comma p square plus 1 by factorial 3. Here you will have what? X comma p cube. All right, and so on, it will go on. Now you see here, I e to the power minus p, it is as it is. If you see this one, it is equals to what? 0, because commutation of x1 will be what? It will be x minus x, so it is equals to 0. If you see xp, this is what? Commutation is I. Now you are having what? Xp square. So you can write it as what? A b to the power n. It is equals to what? N b to the power n minus 1 a comma b. This is how you can do. So if you do for this term, first let us write, this is p. This is what? 0. This will give you what? Only minus I. Right? Again, plus sign will be as it is. 1 by factorial 2 is also as it is. That is only 2 factorial 2 means xp square. So you can write it as what? 2p, because it is n. P to the power n minus 1 is what? P. And here you will have what? X comma p. Right? Again you will have what? Here you will have a minus sign. This is a minus sign. Again you will have 1 by what? factorial 2 into with 3 I'm writing, because here x p cube will give you 3 p square x comma p, plus it will go on. Now you see this 3 will cancel this 3, this 2 will cancel this 2, and you will have minus I e to the power minus p plus p. You will have here minus I plus, here what you will have, this is xp is what I, so you are having what, plus ip, minus again what you will have, 1 by factorial 2 p square I plus, and it will go on. Now if you see here minus I e to the power minus p, right? If I am bringing this minus I outside, this entire minus I if I bring outside, then I will have minus ip outside. Here it will become what, 1, this will become minus what, p, this will become p plus p square by factorial 2, this sign it will become minus, and here you will have what, p cube by factorial 3 plus, and it will go on, right? So if you see this term, this is what, exponential of minus p. So what you will write, minus I e to the power minus p minus ip e to the power minus p, right? Which can be written as what, if you take from this entire case, this is not minus, this is positive only, okay? I don't know why I added a minus sign here. So you see here, so here what you will have, you will have only I e to the power minus p common, clear? And in this case, within the bracket, this entire term is taken common, you will have here 1, and here you will have what, minus p, right? So it is what, I e to the power minus p in bracket 1 minus p. So this is option A, I e to the power minus p 1 minus p. All right, what it is given here, let sigma is equals to sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 3. Sigma 1, 2, 3, these are the Pauli matrices. A and B, these are two arbitrary constant vectors in 3 dimensions. All right, so you have to find the commutator of what, A dot sigma and B dot sigma. All right, I, it is the identity matrix. So since A and B, these are arbitrary constants in constant vectors in 3 dimension, so you can write what, A is equals to what, A1 I cap plus A2 j cap plus A3 k cap, right? Similarly you can write B is equals to what, B1 I cap plus B2 j cap plus B3 k cap. 3 dimension it's said. And sigma you will write as what, sigma will be equals to sigma x I cap plus sigma y j cap plus sigma z k cap. So you have to find the commutation of A dot sigma. So first let's calculate A dot sigma. It is equals to what, it will be A1 sigma x plus A2, just multiply dot product, it is direct dot product A2 sigma y plus A3 sigma z, right? Similarly B dot sigma will be what, it will be B1 sigma x plus B2 sigma y plus B3 sigma z, right? This is what you are having. With this, one more thing I'm finding, that is I will see A cross B is equals to what. All right, so to calculate A cross B, what I will do here, I am just calculating because it will be used later on, so I'm doing here only I cap j cap k cap I cap. It is A1 B1 A2 B2 A3 B3, again A1 B1. So A cross B will be what, here you will have what, I cap, this will be A2 B3 minus A3 B2, right? Again you will have here what, plus j cap. If you are taking plus j cap, then again you will do what, you will do here A3 B1 minus A1 B3. You will have A3 B1 minus A1 B3 plus k cap. K cap will give you what, A1 B2 minus B1 A2. Clear? This we will use later on. For the timing I have calculated. Now let's go back to the commutation of A sigma and B sigma. All right, so if you have to calculate this commutation of what, A dot sigma, all right, comma, what you have to calculate, B dot sigma. So we have already seen the values of A sigma and B sigma. It was what, A sigma was what, A1 sigma x plus A2 sigma y plus A3 sigma z. All right, comma, here you were having what, B1 sigma x plus B2 sigma y plus B3 sigma z. Clear? So just normal terms you will do, this term you have to multiply with all the 4 times. Clear? So here if you will do so, when you will multiply a1 sigma x and b1 sigma x, you will see a1 and b1 are constant, so these are outside. You will have what? Sigma x comma sigma x, right? Next you will have a1 b2 outside. Here you will have sigma x comma what? Sigma y, right? Again you will have what? a1 b3, and here you will have what? Sigma x comma sigma z. So first term is done. Similarly you will do the second term. You will have what? You will have a2 and b1 outside this time, and within the bracket you will have sigma y sigma x, right? Plus again what you will have here, a2 b2 is there, and you will have what? Sigma y comma sigma y. Plus again you will have a2 b3, you will have sigma y comma sigma z, right? Similarly you will do the third term. You will have what? a3 b1 sigma z comma sigma x, right? Again you will have what? a3 b2, right? You will have sigma z comma sigma y. Plus again you will have what? a3 b3, and you will have sigma z and you will have sigma z and sigma z, right? Now you see here, sigma x commutation is what? 0. Sigma y commutation is 0. Sigma z commutation is also 0. So what are the rest terms here? a1 b2 sigma x sigma y, it is equals to what? 2i sigma z, right? This is what you will have, 2i sigma z. Similarly if you see for this term, you will have what? a1 b3 x and z, it should be zx, so you will have what? Minus 2i sigma y, all right? Plus a2 b1 yx, so again you will have minus 2i sigma z, because anti-clockwise, if it, you know na how it is, x y z, it must go on clockwise. If it goes anti-clockwise, then it is negative, right? So we have written 3 terms. This term we have written, this term we have written, this term. Now let's come to this term. It is what? Plus a2 b3 y and z clockwise, so it is what? 2i sigma x. Again you are having what? Plus a3 b1 z and x clockwise, so it is what? 2i sigma y, right? The last is what? a3 b2 z and y anti-clockwise, so it is 2i sigma x. So here what you will do, I will take 2i common outside, right? I'll write this a1 b2 together with what? a2 b1. So a2 b1 is having a negative sign, so it is a2 b1. Within the bracket you see this is also having sigma z, this is also having sigma z, so it is outside, right? Second term I'm taking what? a1 b3, all right? So if you see here, this is a3 b1, right? Plus if I take here a3 b1 minus b3 a1, and here you are having sigma y in both the terms, these two terms if you see. Next what you are having? You are having a2 b3, right? Plus if I take a2 b3, and this term is having what? This is a2 b3 2i sigma. You're having here what? a2 b3, right? This is giving you a2 b3 sigma x, right? Minus this is what? a3 b2, so minus sign is there, I'm taking a3 b2, and here you will have what? Sigma x common, right? Now if you see this term, this is sigma x sigma y sigma z, this is what? a1 b2 minus a2 b1. I have done a cross b, it is what? a2 b3 minus a3 b1, right? This is a2 b3 minus what? a3 b2. It is there, here you can see it is what? 2 and 3, 3 and 1, 1 and 2, right? So if you see here, this is what? 2 and 3, right? 3 and 1, 2 and 1. So if you write it here in this way, as this is what? a1, sorry, this is a2 b3 minus b3 a2, this is sigma x, right? Plus if I write a3 b1 minus b3 a1 sigma y, I'm rearranging it, okay? And A1 B2 minus B2 A1. This is what sigma Z. If you see here, this is what? This term is what? A cross B now. So I'm writing this is 2. This is A cross B. And this is sigma X, sigma Y, sigma Z. That means if you take the dot product of A cross B with sigma, then you will get this entire term, right? So your answer is what? The combination of A dot sigma and B dot sigma is 2I into it A cross B dot sigma, right? So the correct option is what? Option B. Clear? Next, what you are having here? You're having here that the ground state energy of the attractive delta function potential Vx equals to minus B delta x. All right, where b is greater than 0 is calculated within the variable trial function psi x given is. So you have to calculate just the ground state energy. Psi x is given to you. This is the trial wave function. Psi x is what? A cos pi x by 2a for x greater than minus a less than a. And the potential is minus b delta x, right? This delta x is the attractive delta function potential. So this is a question for from what? Variational. So we will do first the normalization of the wave function, then we will find what? The expectation value of v, then the expectation value of t, and we will add it and that differentiation with the parameters. So let's do with the first step. First we will do the normalization, right? So what we will do, we will write this term is equals to 1. That means what? Integration limit will be what? Minus a to what? If you see this limit, it is minus a to plus a, right? This is mod of a square, and this is what? Cos square pi x by 2a, right? Dx, it is equals to 1. So if you see in this case, we know what? Cos square x, it is equals to 1 by 2, right? It is 1 plus cos 2x. So if you see here 1 by 2, and if you write here 1 plus cos 2, x is what here? It is pi x by 2a. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled and you will have 1 by 2 cos pi x by a plus 1, right? So from here, if I take mod of a square outside into with 1 by 2 the constant term outside, integration minus a to plus a, 1 plus, if I write here cos pi x by a using the trigonometric formula dx equals to 1. So this is what we will have here. Now simply you have to do what? You have to just do the integration, right? So for doing this integration, what you will do? Minus a to plus a. So this is what? This is integration of 1 dx, it is only x, plus this will give you what? It will give you sine pi x by a divided by pi by a. It is minus a to plus a. So when you will put here plus a or minus a, it will give you sine n pi, right? Sine n pi is equals to what? 0. So this entire term will give you 0. And what you will have here? Mod of a square into with 1 by 2. This will give you what? When you will put the upper limit and lower limit a minus a, right? You will get a minus of minus a. That is what? Twice a. It is equals to 1. So 2 and 2 will get cancelled. And you will have what? Mod of a square is equals to what? This will come to the right hand side. So it will become what? 1 by a. Clear? So a will be equals to what? 1 by root over a. Right? So finally the trial wave function will become psi x is equals to what? 1 by root over a cos pi x by 2a. Clear? Now we will find the expectation value of v. So this will be equals to what? Here you will have 1 by root a psi, right? Right? And here you will have what? V is what? Minus b delta x. Again you will have your psi, that is what? 1 by root a cos pi x by 2a dx. Clear? So limit is minus a to plus a. Here if you see 1 by root a, 1 by root a will be what? 1 by a. Minus b is also constant, so it is outside. Integration is minus a to plus a. Delta x, this is cos square pi x by 2a dx. So if you see here, the root of x is what? 0. It is lying within the limit minus a to plus a. So the value of this integration is what? 1. So you will have expectation value of V is what? Minus B by A. Now we will calculate the expectation value of t. It will be equals to what? Integration minus a to plus a 1 by root a cos pi x by 2a dx d square dx square minus h cut square by 2m. I am taking constant term outside. Again I will have here what? Cos pi x by what? 2a. This 1 by root a twice it is coming, so I am giving here square. Clear? So when you will do this term, you will get minus h cut square. This will give you what? 2ma square, right? This term will come outside. Integration minus a to plus a cos pi x by 2a. Now when you will differentiate this cos pi x by 2a twice, alright? Because cos will first become what? Positive sign, right? Sine will become what? Negative cos, right? And this pi by 2a, 2 times it is differentiated. So it will be what? Pi by 2a whole square minus term cos of what? Pi x by 2a, right? This is dx. Now if you see this pi square by 2a square, it will come outside. It will be what? H cut square, right? This will be giving us pi square. This is 4a square. So 4 2s is 8. M a square into with a is 8 a cube. This minus will make this minus positive, right? You will have minus a2 plus a cos square. You will have pi x by 2a dx. Now this integration we have done doing normalization, right? So what was the value we will see from there? The value was what? Mod of a square, if you leave, it is what? Half into it twice a. So this 2 cancels and only a is the value, right? So directly we will put here what? The value of this integration is what? A. So what you will write here? It is pi h cut square pi square 8 ma cube into it a. That means it is what? Pi square h cut square divided by what? It will be 8 ma square, right? This is the expectation value of t here. So from here what you will get? The expectation value of E. It is equals to what? T is pi square h cut square by 8 ma square. And the value of B was what? Minus B by A, right? So finally we will write dA, because the parameter is what? A in this case. If we see the trial wave function, the parameter here is what? A. So we will differentiate what? The expectation value of E with respect to A. So dDA of E, that means what? dDA of what? Pi square h cut square divided by 8 ma square minus B by A. Clear? And this is equals to what? 0. Alright. Now when you will do the differentiation, what you will have here? Pi square h cut square by 8m. It is constant term, right? And 1 by a square will give you what? Minus 2 by a cube. Minus b is as it is. 1 by a will give you what? Minus 1 by a square, right? You can do the differentiation. So finally if you see here, you will have what? Pi square h cut square. This is 2. This is what? 8 ma cube with a negative sign. It is equals to what? Minus a plus. I am taking it to the right hand side, so it is becoming what? Minus ba square, right? So this minus will cancel this minus, and from here I can write directly this a I am taking to the other side, b I am bringing this side. So a will be equals to what? It will be 2 pi square h cut square, right? 8 m b a cube, and this a square, na? This a square will cancel. This a cube, only one a will be there, which is taken to the other side. So you are having here what? It is 8 ma mb, sorry, this is b. So this will cancel 2 4s are, right? So finally you will have a is equals to what? A will be equals to, in this case, pi square h cut square by 4mb. Now this value of a we will put in expectation value of E. So you will have what? Pi square h cut square by 8m, right? A square means the square of this entire term. It is 16m square b square divided by pi to the power 4 h cut to the power 4, right? Minus b by a. The reverse of this, that is what? 4mb by pi square h cut square. So if you see here, in this case, what you will have? 8, 2 is 16. This m square will cancel this m, and you will have here what? You will have 2m b square, right? In the denominator, you will have pi square h cut square. Clear? Minus this will give you what? 4mb square by pi square h cut square. So clearly when you will solve this, you will have what? Minus 2mb square. Just subtract it, and in the denominator you will have pi square h cut square. So this is the expectation value of E. That means E minimum. Clear? So the correct option is option B. Next. So here what it is given, let psi equals to C naught 0 and C1 1. C naught and C1, these are the constants, and C naught square plus C1 square, this is the linear combination of the wave function. When you will take the linear combination of this wave function, then you will get C naught square plus C1 square, it is equals to 1. And the linear combination of what? The ground state and the first accretion state of a one-dimensional harmonic oscillator. Now you have to calculate for what value of C1, the expectation value of X will be maximum, right? So what you have, psi is equals to C naught 0 plus C1 1, right? And expectation value of X is what? X psi X. For harmonic oscillator, X is equals to what? Root over h cut by 2m omega, raising operator and lowering operator. When raising operator is operating on any state, you will have what? Root over n plus 1, state will increase by 1. And when lowering operator operates, it is root n, and state will decrease by 1. Alright, so let's write the expectation value here. It is what? C naught, I'm writing curly bracket. This is what? C naught 0 plus C1 1. Clear? Again you are having what? A dagger plus lowering operator. Here you are having C naught 0 plus C1 1. Clear? And h cut root over 2m omega, constant term is outside. So finally here you will have h cut by 2m omega. Just do the normal calculation. C naught is 0, A dagger 0 plus C, this is C naught square, C naught C1. You will have 0 first, again raising operator 1 plus, again you will have here what? Here you will have C naught square, 0 you will have lowering operator 0 plus, again you will have C naught C1, 0 lowering operator 1, right? Now we will do for C1. So you will have C1 C naught, you will have 1 raising operator 0. Again you will have what? C1 square, you will have 1 raising operator 1. Next you will have what? C1 C naught, you will have here 1 lowering operator 0 plus you will have what? C1 square. Alright, and here you will have what? 1 lowering operator, and here you will having what? 1, right? C1 square is there. So now if you see, this will, a raising operator is operating, so this will become 1. So this state is what? 0. Here if you say, again it will become state 2, so this is 0. Here if you see lowering operator, so minus 1 it will become, so it is 0. If you see here, it will become 0, so it will be there. This will become what? Plus 1, so this will be there. This term will become 2 state, so it is 0. This will become what? Minus 1, so this is the 0. This will become 0, so it is 0. So finally you will have what? Expectation value of X is h cut by 2m omega. This term if you see, this will give what? Root 1, and the state will become 0. So you will have C naught C1 plus. And if you see this term, this 0. So root over 0 plus 1. It is ultimately 1. This state will become 1. So you will have what? C naught C1. Alright. So finally what you will have? 2 C naught C1 root over h cut by 2m omega. Right. This is what you are having. Now what was asked in the question? For the value of C naught, right? For what value of C naught, expectation value of X is maximum, right? We have to see that So what we will see for maximum, okay, for expectation value to be maximum, C naught C1, right? What should be maximum? C naught C1 must be maximum. That means what? C naught must be equals to what? C1, right? And also it is said what? C naught square plus C1 square, it is equals to what? 1. So if you substitute here, C naught is equals to C1, you will have what? 2 C naught square is equals to 1. That will imply C naught is equals to 1 by root 2, right? That means C naught equals to 1 by root 2, it is equals to C1. C naught and C1 should have value what? 1 by root 2. What you got the expectation value of x? It was root over h cut by 2m omega to C naught C1. So if you put both C naught and C1's value as 1 by root 2, then you will get it to be 1 by 2, right? And 2 will get cancelled, and you will get the expectation value of x is what? H cut by 2m omega. You can do and see here. You can write it as what? Root over h cut by 2m omega. Here if you put 2 into it, 1 by root 2 into it, 1 by root 2. So this will be 2 and it will get cancelled. Is it clear? For maximum expectation value C naught C1, it should have maximum value. That means C naught and C1 must be equal, and you will use the condition given to you, right, to find what value of C naught you will put equal. Finally you can put that value and just calculate the expectation value of x to be maximum, right? So for the value of what will be the value of C naught and C1? You will write here, in this case C naught equals to how much? 1 by root 2. This is the value of C naught, and the expectation value will be how much? Root over h cut by 2m omega. So let's see the option here. Expectation value was what? Root over h cut by 2m omega, and C naught was what? 1 by root 2. So the correct option is option C. Clear? So that's all in this video. Thank you so much. Have a good day.